How do you feel being my first?
Yeah.
Welcome back, Wormlings. And hey there. Hello. Mitzi the worm over here. She's not gonna be in the background today. But as y'all saw from the title, today I will be reading my girlfriend's erotica for the first time because I've never read it.
I don't know what to expect.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know what to expect.
I know, but like at the same time, I don't know what you're about to ask me.
Okay, well, let's get into it, right? So I read 3 of her erotica short stories. I think only one of them is technically completed, but I started with your oldest one called My Strong Infatuation. Do you remember that one?
Oh, that's a poem. It's kind of like a poem slash. That was like when I was in
Right.
like middle school when I wrote that.
So you can't remember the exact age, but ballpark middle school, right?
Middle school or like early high school, like freshman year maybe.
Okay, so this one is actually not an erotica. I didn't know that when I read it, you know what I'm saying? Because most of your shit on here is erotica. But it's more like it's a poem, right? And it's more like a love poem. And what inspired you to write the poem, My Strong Infatuation?
I really don't know. I mean, growing up, I've always loved love. So, you know, even if I really didn't have anybody to love on, it's like even just the thought of possibly having somebody to love to this extent inspired me to write about it. So,
Do you feel comfortable with me reading your poem on camera?
go ahead.
Okay, and then we shall discuss it later. Because I don't know if it's love per se, right? The greatest infatuation my heart has endured. Your velvety touch as we embrace causes me to pause and think. Think of the abstractions of what could be between us. I want you. Oh, what we could be. What we should be. I truly never felt this way about any other soul, but we connect. I never wanted to fall for you, but I did. Your beauty on the inside only makes you more alluring on the out, and now you've plagued my heart with all these clashing emotions. I cannot lie to myself anymore. I'm obsessed.
That shit good. I would say it's not even love, more so limerence. I
Can you
think
explain what limerence is to the people?
it's just having like you feel it's not love, man. It's just to me, I think limerence is like infatuation or having like somebody who's in your proximity.
Would you say these are all synonyms for obsession?
Like limerence? No, I won't say
Limerence,
not really.
infatuation, obsession.
No, not really.
Because you title your poem.
Because I'm infatuated by you, but like I'm not obsessed with you. You get it? You know what I'm saying? Like I have an infatuation for who you are, you know, your beauty, your soul, but I'm not obsessed with you. Like I don't need you. I mean, not like that, but you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I get what you're saying. So in your poem, though, you titled it "My Strong Infatuation," but you ended it off saying you're obsessed. So which one?
Because maybe that's what I was feeling at the time. Like maybe like the thoughts were so like reoccurring that I felt like an obsession. You know what I mean? Like because I'm constantly thinking about love, or if I had somebody, I constantly think about that person. So yeah.
Okay. I want to say I really like your poem. Middle school, finesse wrote.
Middle school or early high school? I don't know which one, but yeah.
Had a lot of deep feelings there as a
I love
high schooler, huh?
I love love, man.
By the way, our ranking system is going to be like 5 pages, 1 to 5 pages. 5 pages being like hella good, 1 page as in trash.
I like the ranking system. Okay.
All right. So we'll leave the rankings for later.
None of my shit should be 1 page. Just say.
So the next one is unpredictable. Do you recall what that one's about?
I kind of got a gist of it. Was I telling a story about like a dream or something like that?
So unpredictable. Do you remember how old you were when you wrote this?
I probably was in high school.
This one is very much erotica, I would say. There's a lot of daddy in there.
That was old me.
All right. Would you care to explain what inspired you to write this erotica?
I was a horny person. Like I was a horny teenager.
And like I'm not gonna write too many because you were a minor when you wrote this, so I'm not gonna like read out the whole entire thing. You did kind of just publicly put it out there so anybody can read it though. So that's fine. Okay.
You don't have no excerpts you want to include?
Let me get to the base. For me, I will say that the daddy, definitely, throws me off, as well as a certain hand tying stuff.
Yeah, you don't like that. You don't like
I'm not into that. So I was like, oh, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. And of course, like referring to the coochie as pussy.
You don't like that?
No, I'm not a fan of that. Really, it just feels too aggressive. But it does seem like I like the more
vagina.
I feel like there's more beautiful descriptive ways.
Flower.
You know, like the flower. Like you can be creative. I'm not saying like you. I'm just saying in general.
The center
like,
of my universe.
Like there's creative ways to refer, you know, to it and stuff. I use the word pussy
The
sometimes
sweetest
too.
nectar I've ever had in my life.
That's technically would be the juices of the vaginas.
But yeah, okay, let's not get into it.
But like, you know, for me, it's not my cup of tea. You know, I'm not really into like. I've never really. This is my first time I think reading erotica. Is yours
Ever?
Yeah, I've never read erotica, so that was my first time reading erotica.
Gotcha.
How do you feel being my first?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It kind of makes me nervous because it's like you can get inside of like my head how some of the thoughts I do have. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of nerve wracking, but I don't care.
Okay. And I mean, this is your old erotica too.
Yeah.
I will say certain things aren't. I also did notice that the way you wrote it was to be like directed at the reader, not as like it's like not a story per se. You made it directed to the reader. Why did you do that? Like, what was your choice? Why did you decide to do that? Do you remember?
I don't know. Like
Like why that?
if I can help somebody get off, I'm gonna do it. You know, that's my thought at the time. Probably was like I can help you get off. You know what I mean? So if you picture me doing these things, or not me, or even like you can picture like whoever your person is, and you know you can be whisked away into some thoughts of horniness.
I will say that I do feel like from an adult standpoint that you definitely shouldn't have put it public. You know, I do think that this was stuff that you should have kept private. You know?
I think I shared it with a girl I was probably talking to at the time, and that's probably why.
But you put it public on Wattpad.
Yeah, because I wanted bitches to see. I'm sorry, I wanted women to see.
I know, but I will say that like teenagers shouldn't be putting that, you know, publicly.
You're right.
Publicly. I do understand why you know, I think it is healthy, you know, for teens to get their, you know, erotic emotions out somehow, you know what I'm saying?
Because I could have been out here just dealing it. I mean,
but that's besides the point right now, what I'm trying to say. I do think it's a healthy way of getting that kind of out of the system, but you know, I'm just saying it because I don't, if any teenagers come across this, like maybe don't make it public, you know what I'm saying? Don't make that public because you don't need like grown ass motherfuckers like sitting here
less than that.
yeah, like I mean they gonna lust if they want, you know what I'm saying, but more so like
knowing your
certain things, yeah, they don't need to know your inner.
I can see what you're talking,
you know what I'm
saying?
saying?
I can see that.
So if I could talk to young D, I would say that to young D, I would say, hey, like I think it's great you're putting this out on paper, but keep it private, like put it on private. If you want to make it public, you know, once you become an adult, I guess that's your choice, but that's what I would say to young D.
Young D appreciates that.
Okay.
But I was just doing what I was doing.
But I will say it's definitely very steamy, you know, and obviously I'm picturing you, the writer, while reading this. So, you know, that my experience on reading that. Certain, you know, it's steamy. The certain parts are throwing me off though, but it's still steamy. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah.
I don't like being called daddy anymore, so that's one thing. Don't call me that.
You don't have to tell them to call you anything.
Oh wait. You know what I mean, man. I'm saying like I don't like being called anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
Okay.
It's not my thing.
Okay. I guess I can go ahead and read out some honorable mentions, honorable excerpts. Actually, should I have you read them out?
You want me to read it?
The writer will read an excerpt from Unpredictable. The floor is yours.
Alright. I pull out of you and flip you back over. I rapidly flip my tongue inside you. I'm ready to taste you. Your juices begin to flow as I go faster. Yeah, come for daddy. You taste so sweet. I kiss up your body. And we gonna start right there. It's kind of cringe. It's kind of cringe. I don't like the whole daddy thing.
Yeah, it makes me like viscerally cringe. That's why I'm like I kept getting out of the moment.
I'll be like, come for me. I don't think it. Like,
don't tell them what you're saying.
Okay, sorry.
They don't even know all the inner workings here now. All right, so that's just some of my thoughts. When you're reading back on it now, though, do you feel like, I guess, you know, sexually as a person, a lot of your like desires and stuff have changed, and your like likes and stuff?
I mean, I'm kinkier now. I think.
You say certain things now make you cringe that maybe you did like.
Yeah. At one point, I don't even know if I really liked it. You know, if you said it, cool. But if you didn't say it, cool too. Like I think because I had like terrible examples of like mass presenting or studs or whatever, a woman, and they love being called daddy for some odd reason. That's your preference, whatever. But you know, so I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like you call me that. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think it's better when somebody's like who's enamored with you being like, baby or my love or honey or anything like that. Like that sounds better to me than, oh, daddy. It was like, are you fucking your father? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so,
I'll say for me, like, I'll just, personally, right? I always thought it was kind of weird. I remember back when there was a time when people thought I was weird because I didn't like utilizing the terms daddy or zaddy. I remember that I used to have best friends and they were like, why don't you don't like the word? Like, what's the problem? And I think it's kind of interesting to see kind of how normalized, at least, I was a teenager in the 2010s, right? And so how, like, it was very normalized to use those terms, but a lot of people, like, as a teenager, I remember a lot of teenagers, I don't think kind of conceptualize where the root, of certain kinks and stuff were coming from, you know what I'm saying? And why we as teenagers are normalizing this. So,
I mean, because you model after adults, you know what I mean? If daddy, you see, that's what you watch porn or stuff like that, and you think, oh, daddy, this, that. But I mean, that's your thing, I guess, but...
But from a teenage, standpoint, I think just a lot of us didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Why the fuck? Again, like you said, people are just modeling off porn a lot of times. Or whatever, whatever traumas they also have. Because obviously we know that this stems from trauma, you know what I'm saying? Like, as most kinks do. But, on to the next one. So, the next one is called, I don't know if you would call it free.
I think so.
Okay, so, you remember how old you were when you made this?
I know I made it about a previous partner I was with.
Okay, so I guess that goes hand in hand with what inspired you to, because I wanted to bring that up, that this sounds like a letter specifically written for a person.
Yeah.
So my guess was that I'm like, this had to be about some girl that she was dealing with at the time, because I'm like, it feels very specific.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable? Kind of.
It was the person, my very first like actual girlfriend that I took seriously. So the previous partner I was with, we had never done to do because she wanted to wait till marriage. But then she started second guessing that thought when she, we got together. You know what I mean? She was super Christian. You know what I mean? So she wanted to know, like, you know what I'm saying? But she started thinking like, well, maybe I kind of do want to do it before, marriage. And in my mind, I'm like, I mean, I'll take care of you. Like, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't my first time at a rodeo. So I was just like, when we finally do the do, you'll feel free. And that's why it's called free. And when you read it, you'll see why. I see what I said.
Okay, cool. And we could talk about themes and stuff later on. But yeah, I just noticed it was it felt like something that like was supposed to be sent in a text message to a person. So I almost felt like I was kind of intruding. I'm like, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be on Wattpad. I feel like this should have been sent to somebody years ago.
It's art. It's art.
So I will say that. And it felt more like a poem than like a story per se. It kind of felt like it should have been a poem like the first one.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like it was structured.
It was like not haiku, but it doesn't have like a rhyme scheme or anything. It's just poem.
This is just 3 other than I'm touching on today because she got more. So I want to go ahead and go over to the ranking section of the eroticas, right? So starting with my strong infatuation, what's the theme of that? Like if you can put it into short words, the theme of it.
Having a strong infatuation for a person.
She said it's in the title. Okay. All right. And so out of 1 to 5 pages, 1 being trash, 5 being like good ass fucking poem.
I give it a 5. Genuinely though, because I really like this one. You know what I mean? I give it a 5.
For me, I would say I give it 5 pages as well. I think it was very, very well, and I think that's, you were young, but you read it pretty well. I put this as my number 1 favorite out of all 3 that I read.
Cool.
Would be this poem, What I really like about poems is that you can, and I know that it's not just poems, but with poetry and stuff, you can really just explore the you can explore all types of facets, of being a human, you know what I'm saying? Right. Even the not so great parts, but you can put the ugly parts of, the human experience and you can turn it into something beautiful. You can turn it into art, turn it into something that makes you think. I'm a big fan of poetry, and that's probably also another reason why it's my favorite out of all 3 of them.
Thank you, baby.
Okay, so going on to the next one, ranking unpredictable. What's the theme that you say, overall theme?
I think I named it unpredictable simply for the fact that you wouldn't think that I would be, you know what I'm saying, like this. Yes, sir. So I would say just unpredictable. Like this is going to be an unpredictable experience. You didn't know what you're going to experience when you get with me. That's the thing.
Okay, so if you had to rank that 1 to 5 pages, what would you rank?
I give it a 3. I give it a 3 only because that's not who I am. I mean, some of the stuff I'll still be doing, but the other, it's not. I feel so removed from a lot of the stuff that's being said in there. So 3.
Okay. I will give it 3 stars as well.
Pages.
Or 3 pages. I'm sorry, 3 pages. That's our ranking system today. I give it 3 pages because obviously there's certain stuff that I'm not into. I do also feel like some of the writing was a little choppy. Could have been separated a little better. So I feel like it was a lot more just like pushed together and should have been spread out a little more the same way like, the poem had its sections and stuff. I feel like this one should have had its sections. But yeah, so I give that a 3 pages. Now, I'm not sure if it's my least favorite or not because I'm kind of stuck between whether Free or Unpredictable is my least favorite.
I don't like Free.
I think because it felt too like personal, but
You're about another bitch.
you were a teenager. It's okay. I'm gonna say that Unpredictable is my least favorite. I'm gonna say Unpredictable is my least favorite.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So next one, Free. Can you give us a theme for Free?
Freedom to let loose, to free yourself from perfection and just allow yourself to receive sexually.
Okay, all right. And you give it how many pages? 1 to 5 pages.
I like Free. I'll go 4. 4. I don't like it just because the person. I like it because I wrote it, but I give it a 4.
Okay. For me, I would say like a 3.5 pages. Because I felt confused. I felt confused. I felt like I wasn't sure. You know what I'm saying? Like what was going on. I'm like, huh? Because like this one was more so written as in you're talking to someone. The last one was written as you're talking to the reader. This one is like you're talking to a very specific reader, only one reader, not us, somebody else. It's in the number 2 spot for me. Okay. The only reason I was battling on whether it was my least favorite or not is because of the fact that I was confused. We could read one short excerpt, right? I'll read it.
This is from Free.
And then I woke up and I felt my heart beat again. I saw the imprint of her crown in my hand and I began to cry. I wanted her to be there with me, the princess. I think that's a good excerpt. I like that one. I like that part of it.
Thank you.
So my experience reading erotica for the first time and also reading my girlfriend's erotica.
It's crazy.
So double whammy. I know I've never read erotica because it's not really something anything that's ever like intrigued me, to read. Like I've never really been interested in reading erotica. It's not something that like kind of jumped out to me. Would I read more erotica in the future? I plan on reading her erotica more in the future. And I'm also open to maybe reading a full-fledged erotica one day, but it's definitely not something that I'm actively gonna go looking for. Because it's just not what I'm into,
That's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just not what I'm into. But I'm open to trying things, I'm open to reading things. I know that a lot of people, when it comes to like book talk, booktube and stuff, like that is like the main meat of it, but it's not really my forte. I think it can be. I think maybe if also it were something that like didn't have cringy shit in there or things that I deem cringy, maybe I would, you know what I'm saying? Like
you're just not that kinky. Okay.
No, I'm not. So I know that her eroticas are more on the kinky side of things, so that's probably why I would say that like I haven't read all your eroticas, but it sounds like a lot of them are kinky, especially for one that we're gonna cover and in the series of Read My Girlfriend's Erotica. That seems to have gotten a lot of traction on Wattpad. You know which one I'm talking about. So I'm like, I feel like that one's definitely not gonna be. But I will read my baby's erotica because I love you and you're my girlfriend, and I want to read your work. Okay. Period. I think it's an interesting dichotomy because she's a children's book author too. So I feel like it's very
This is why I go by 2 different names. Like with my erotica, I go by like my name that y'all may know me by, like my YouTube and stuff, which is Finesse. And then with my children's book, I go by my my real government name.
They said we're gonna try to create a separation.
You have to.
But I think like the reason like that these are like the kind of like work that you like to write is because you have a very like active like sacral chakra, and so I feel like with our sacral chakra it governs all kinds of creativity, right? And in that boat it's not just like it's also sexual. You know what I'm saying? That's also the same chakra that has to like also governs the sexual aspects of life and stuff. So I think it's interesting how things kind of end up kind of manifesting out in your work. Where it's like you end up on these things that are seemingly on complete different sides of the spectrum, but they're all kind of just go back to that, creative source of yours.
I like that take on that.
Quick question: are all your eroticas written when you were a teenager?
No.
Okay. So we're just kind of going from like the earliest up, right? Because that's how it's ordered in your thing, right?
Yeah.
From like, okay, so we're going from when first written up. So right now we're, we read, the stuff that you wrote in your 15s, 16s. It's a very horny time as a teenager, I recall.
Extremely horny.
Everybody's hormones are jumping, But yeah, thank you for joining me, baby, and letting me rank your erotica.
It wasn't too awkward. It It's gonna be awkward.
Because I could tell you were like, about it at
Because
first.
I didn't know what you were about to ask me.
Damn, you see, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
But anywho, thank you for joining us, Wormlings, today on our first part of, reading my girlfriend's erotica series. See y'all next time. Oh, Mitzi. See y'all next time, Wormlings.